What's up, Cowboys Nation? So, we've got Zeke pulled out in the whole conversation. And I keep hearing everybody talk about Zeke playing flying over. Zeke, this offense was built around Zeke, and we can't get anywhere without Zeke, and we absolutely have to have Zeke. Y'all need to change your perspective a little bit on this and understand how the scheme of the offense affected. So, that's what happens when you live next to an airport that services a lot of military airplanes. Anyways, you got to look at the optics around. You gotta put a filter on our offense from the Scott Linehan approach of play calling and scheme. Scott Linehan ran the ball, predictably ran the ball, and when that wasn't working, because we didn't have a passing game with this wide receiver by committee scenario that they tried to do, that didn't work. We weren't successful with just Zeke and some mediocre. I got respect for those guys, but frankly, they didn't cut it because we didn't have a number one. So what happens when you have a number one is it opens up your passing game so that Dak can actually dish out the ball, but then you have Scott Linehan still being very predictable to play calling. The thing is about Zeke is, I'm not saying Zeke's trash or anything, because that's just, he is the number one running back in the NFL. And Zeke absolutely makes an impact on this team being there just for the sake of that Zeke is in that backfield. It's not impossible that we could still have a successful season without Zeke under Kellen Moore, because he is not going to be predictable or, that's what it's looking like. We're going to have a lot more pre-snap motions. We've already seen this a lot in OC with all the guys that are out there and sending us those videos, as far as even within the media, the Dallas Cowboys media, lots of clips are showing, Tony Pollard rolling out. You've got Cooper doing movement. You've got all these guys, moving to the slot, moving to the end. This is going to change how defenses are going to play us. I'm telling you, those first few games, like the Giants, my expectation for the Giants game is to just mow them over, because one, we know that secondary's trash. We just know it, and they don't have anybody that can stop Coop. And now we had Cobb on top of that, on top of the fact that we're not going to go first down, run the ball, first down, run the ball, first down, run the ball, first down, run the ball. Okay, that's not how this is going to work. So this whole thing with Zeke is simply we got to get the deal done. I want Zeke to be on the team. He doesn't. The timeline is on him, not the Cowboys organization. You got to understand that. If he doesn't make it to training camp by the 6th, the whole year is not counted for him, which means we have him still for 2 years at his current contract. And if he doesn't show up, he ain't getting paid. That's all there is to it. He needs the money. He's got some legal issues going on with that lawsuit and whatever. But this is not a situation of panic mode. And when you look at Stephen Jones and Jerry Jones and how they're playing hardball, they want to get this deal done 100%, but because they want Zeke on the. I mean, it would be insane to say that you don't want Zeke on your team. That's nonsense. This dude is an elite running back, and has been since he got here. So you absolutely want him on the team. You don't want to trade him against anybody else because you don't want to play against Zeke. You just don't. And you're sure as shit not going to send him off to someone in your own division. Like people saying, let's get Saquon. No. What? You're going to send Zeke to the Giants to get Saquon? What? I like Saquon. He's a hell of a running back. But I'm not going to play Zeke twice a year. Y'all crazy. Crazy. All right. Bottom line is this. Scott Linehan didn't have a whole lot of tricks up his sleeve and wasn't very creative. So we pounded the ball. And because Zeke is prolific, it worked up to a point. When you started stacking the ball and put 8 guys, 9 guys in the box, you're only really, it's a numbers game at that point. So you go from having to get past 2, 3 defenders to freaking 6. Well, not 6. If you go from having to beat 1 guy, 2 guys, and then maybe 1 or 2 guys in the secondary to basically having to beat 3. If they got 9 in the box, you're probably looking at 3. Sometimes 4, depending on if they send someone like a strong safety down. But again, that's what they're doing. That's what they did, and that's why it didn't work early on in last year in the season. And that's what we got Amari Cooper. That's when we got Amari Cooper in, and that changed our season because we needed the passing game. We needed that threat. That look, you gonna put 9 men in the box? Okay, now I'm gonna throw on you. Quarterbacks love that, man. But you got to have someone willing to have confidence in your quarterback to call those plays. And Kellen Moore and John Kitna have all the confidence, just like this Cowboys organization has all the confidence in Zeke, and they have all the confidence in Dak, and they have all the confidence in Amari Cooper. We want Zeke on our team. We're just not looking to blow out our cap space just because he's holding out. And you're not going to strong arm the Joneses because you have no leverage. I thought Zeke maybe had some leverage, but when I started digging, I was like, the timeline is against him. He's got a timeline. The Cowboys organization is like, okay. If you want to sit there and hold out and not take checks, fine. We don't want it that way, but if that's how you're going to be, I think he's getting real bad advice from his agent. I think Zeke needs a new agent. It's the same thing with DeMarcus Lawrence. All these agents are out there to try to get theirs too, on top of the fact that they're taking that money from from their players, right? Well, not taking. That's part of their, that's how they get compensated. But you got to look at it with the right optics. You have to. You've got to understand that with Scott Linehan, he ran the ball with Zeke because he felt like that was his best player or something. I'm making an assumption there, but it's got to be something like that, right? Or he just is not that creative, and I think that's a big part of it. Honestly, I'm not. Scott Linehan's trash. I'm everywhere he's gone. He doesn't have a good record. The Lions, it didn't work out with the Lions. It really didn't work out with the Cowboys. The only reason it works so well with the Cowboys is because we have so much talent. But our offense last year was constipated as hell. Like, we get going, and then just nothing. And that's not on Dak. Sure, Dak had a few missed throws here and there, but that's not on Dak. When you are set up for failure based on play calling and you still succeed, bro, that's talent coming through. That is 100% talent coming through. So imagine when you unlock that talent and work with the talent, what's going to happen. That's why this year is so special. And that's why we want Zeke on our team this year. That's why we want him to be on our roster this year. And we don't want him to miss any games. But Zeke's got to get smart, man. And he's got to understand that Todd Gurley didn't deserve that money. I'm sorry. I want all of these NFL players to get paid because they need to get a portion of this cut of all the billions of dollars that is the NFL, right? They deserve that. There's no doubt in my mind that they deserve that because without those players, the NFL ain't got shit. There's a reason why AAF didn't succeed. I definitely think players should get paid, but at the end of the day, this is a business. And in the current market and the way the current things are with the CBA and the cap space and all that, the Joneses are trying to run their business. And you got to respect that too. So just because Zeke isn't, I don't think Zeke's going to miss any games, but even if he does, I still have a lot of confidence in this Cowboys team because they have so much talent. The defense alone last year proved that we could be successful, and they contributed a lot to a lot of our wins. Like the New Orleans game alone, the way we just stuffed out Drew Brees, the way that we made him in a panic, like, that is unreal talent. Guys, this offense was not built around Zeke. The scheme was built around Zeke. Understand that. Scott Linehan's scheme was built around Zeke. Kellen Moore's scheme is not going to be built around Zeke or any other running back. It's going to be built around deception and pre-snap motions so that we give our running backs a chance to make big plays when we give them the ball. We don't set them up for failure because we're going to go first down and run every freaking time. Go look at the numbers on what was the percentage of how many runs on first down versus how many passes were thrown on first down. It's insane. You go rewatch any of the games that are on YouTube, and we run on first down, run on first down, run on. We all know this, Cowboys Nation. We all know this. We've seen it. We've watched the films. This isn't about this the offense being built around Zeke. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. The scheme under Scott Linehan was built around truth. Now we've got a new scheme under Kellen Moore, and it's going to unlock this talent. I am so excited for this season, Cowboys Nation. You guys stay real. Have fun.